Hi guys, welcome to another episode on my YouTube channel. And today's episode is an interesting topic, and this topic is something that has helped me. I would say I'm trying to be very vulnerable with this topic. And when we proceed with this topic or this discussion, you understand why I said so. And it's about managing your emotions as a product manager, as a technical product manager, or as any individual whatsoever in the world. Because these tips I'm going to be sharing is not just for people managing product or projects, it's for everybody, every sphere of life. If you live, you breathe, you sleep, you go to the restroom, you eat food, you need to learn how to manage your emotion. And managing emotion is something that everybody needs to master, because at some point or daily we go through emotions, either happiness, sadness, indifference, crankiness, cravings, all those things. We go through a lot of stuff like this. So, but how do you manage it without you throwing people off balance or making people feel less of themselves because of you're going through one thing or the other? So today I just want to share my tips. This particular topic, I will tell you that is a topic where I tell people you can't know it all. You will be growing, but you are not grown. So I try to differentiate these two concepts. Growing means you are still developing, you are trying to be receptive towards people's feedback, you are mastering yourself, you are developing, you're growing, you feel like yes, you are not there yet. You are still in a marathon, not a sprint, as the case may be. But for grown, it means you have gotten to your summit, you have gotten to your peak of development. That means you know it all. And I don't think there's anyone in the world that knows it all. Because when you feel like you already know how to master your emotion will play a trick on you, and you discover that, oh, I'm not there yet. So let me just tell you a few tips of how I've been able to get to this particular level, because even me, I'm aiming to learn how to master it more. So the first tip, I wrote something here, is to do your self-awareness test. And this thing will help you to know that you are human, you have blood and water running through your body system, and you are not perfect. And this is something that everybody needs to know. You are not a perfect human being. Whether you like it or not, you still need to know that yes, you are developing and stuff. So self-awareness test will help you to know what triggers you, what makes you happy, what makes you sad, what words will people do, what action will people do. For me, when someone lies against me, it can trigger my emotions. So I try as much as possible to forgive people in advance. Before you lie to me, I already know that you might lie to me or you might not lie. If you don't lie to me, thank you very much. But if you lie to me, I've actually built a cushion to actually absorb the emotion that, okay, when you lie to me, it triggers me. So because integrity is key for me, I like, just tell me the way it is, but politely, and that you also understand in the course of the communication of this video. So just tell me the way it is. Don't cajole it. Don't panabit it. Don't sugarcoat it, because when you start sugarcoating it, you are not delivering the message the way it should be delivered, right? So please do your self-awareness. Try to understand yourself more. And I think that's something at a young age. It's just that in Africa we don't do that. Western world they do that. For me, I learned it late. I learned it in my 20s, things about myself. So I feel like the first thing is for you to understand yourself, because if you don't know yourself, how do you manage what comes out of you? So you have to understand yourself. So the second point is, when this emotion is being thrown at you, maybe someone triggers those emotions that you need to take some time to yourself to think, take breaks, because there are some emotions you have to also show that yes, you are displeased about what this person is doing to you. But if you don't talk about it, the person won't know anything. So that means you have to take breaks, because you have to make sure when you are coming back, you are coming to deliver what displeased you in a polite and respectful way. Because if you don't do it the right way, people will kind of feel like you are being difficult, you are being nagging, you are being this, without knowing that they are the ones that trigger that emotion in you. So you have to take some break to articulate your thoughts, articulate your emotions before delivering it to people. The third point here is communicate the emotion. Because why do I mean communication? This one is something that even me, I'm still growing, as at which last week Sunday. I don't know when this video will be uploaded. As at January 2025, I don't know when this video will be uploaded, but if it's uploaded early, you will also know that yes, I'm still growing. So I had this difficult conversation with a friend, and having difficult conversation is very difficult, as it is. Literally, it's a difficult conversation. It might be as little as something, but difficult conversation, it all depends on how you guys walk out of that conversation. You can actually walk out of that conversation becoming friends and closer, or you walk out separated. That's why it's called difficult conversation. And I discovered that she was having like some feelings about how I act towards her, and me, I didn't know that I was doing that because I was trying to see and create space for my friend to also be in that space and do her thing. But that distance I gave her, she was feeling like maybe she did something to offend me and I couldn't tell her that I did something, those things, all those things, drama. As DDK we say, drama distracts from destiny. And this year, we are here to get our destiny. If the destiny, if we take the bull by the horn, destiny, you are following us, right? That's by the way. So let me come back to what I was saying. So we had this conversation, and she was talking about it. When she started, she was like, she wasn't pleased with me. I was like, wow. And as a manager, you have to learn how to have difficult conversations in the sense that some of them don't go your way pleasantly, and some will go your way. Some you have to absorb it and just say, okay, I suck it up. I suck it in, and that person was the person that offended you, but you just take ownership. Just take the emotions. Bemo. If you don't know what that means, ask Google. If you don't know what Bemo means, ask Google. So we sat down, and at the end of the day, after that conversation, I don't want to tell you what we discussed about. We worked out becoming closer. We could share things. She could tell me stuff, and I was so happy the way I handled it. And I look back at my life like a few months back. I don't think, or a few years back, if you have that kind of a conversation with me, I would have been so defensive about it. So I used to have these two things I tell people. If you are the one speaking, right, communicate your emotions respectfully and in a polite way. But if you are the one listening, listen attentively and don't be defensive. Let me repeat that. Communicate without being disrespectful, listen without being defensive. So if you have these two things, it will help you to have difficult conversation without hassle. Then the fourth point here is, at some point we have tried all we could. We have tried our human, we have read, we have done assessment, we have done this. But this particular set of people, there are some people, they have signed contracts with triggering your emotions. So those particular people, this last point is for them. So you have to lean to the Holy Spirit for help. This way you can't do it on your own. I won't lie to you. There are some people that have signed contracts with, they just want to be pissing you off. And as a product manager, you have people like that. Out of every 12, there will be a Judas, right? And that Judas does not mean he's a bad person. It could just be that there's still misalignment in your communication styles with them. Then how do you manage them? These people, let me tell you, you just have to lean to the Holy Spirit. Ask God for help, for you to react when it's necessary, and for you to kill the emotion of your emotion when it's not necessary. Because there are some times that you just feel like the person will just do something, you want to react. But if you have reacted that instant, it will have triggered more stuff. And at the end of the day, you'll be the one to blame yourself, which sometimes I end up being in that state. So what you try to do is just ask Holy Spirit. Sometimes when things are going and it's so crazy, I just, Holy Spirit help me, Holy Spirit help me. And I notice that when I keep quiet and I practice all these other things I've mentioned, like taking some break, asking the Holy Spirit for help, Holy Spirit will always be there to help. He said that He is always there to teach us all things, to bring all things to our remembrance. But because we have not actually employed Him to do stuff for us, He's not doing it. Even our angels are there to deliver to us, but some of us, we are not using our angels, So once I ask the Holy Spirit for help, I'm not saying I'm perfect, but once I ask the Holy Spirit for help, and also asking the Holy Spirit of help is a sign of humility, meaning you can't do it on your own. It's pride when you cannot pray. But humility is saying, Holy Spirit, help me, I am helpless. please help me with this thing that I'm going through. Help me to resolve it amicably. I don't want to trigger things I will regret 5 minutes, 1 minute afterwards. Words are egg. Once it drops, it breaks, and that is the end. So I kind of lean into the Holy Spirit, and I could see that the Holy Spirit has helped me lately to also master my emotions, put my emotions under check, and also things that I don't need to do. When I'm overstepping or I'm exaggerating with my emotions, they just say, Tope, come back. Temi, come back. So I don't know. I believe with this viewpoint of mine, I've been able to help you to understand how to manage your emotions as a product manager, as a technical product manager, as the case may be for you, as an individual, as a wife, husband, child, children, anything. These are things that you need to do. So please, at this stage, subscribe to my channel, like my video, extend it to people,